The gear shift in this Transtar 4300 that I'm modeling is another example of using a snap kit part for better results than the kit provided piece. Part number 135, which is the kit supplied shifter, is not a badly done part, but it doesn't look much like the 10 or 15 speed most likely to be in the truck that I'm building. This actually looks more like a Mack shifter. The cylinder molded on below shift knob looks very much like the air shift valve on this 12-speed Mack. On these transmissions, high, low, reverse, and neutral are all selected with the air switch. A similar transmission shifter viewed from a different angle shows direct, which is high range, low, neutral, and reverse, all cast into the air switch. A couple of trucks I drove many years ago had these transmissions, and the fun thing about them was it was possible to shift gears in reverse, since reverse was selected on the air switch and there were 5 gears available to shift. Not overly practical, and I think the highest I ever got to was 3rd gear, but it was fun when I was in my mid-20s. Back to the present day and the modeling project currently being built. A good shifter can be found in the Snap P359 kit. It's a fairly decent representation of the older style 10 or 15 speed with the Fuller air switch. Snap Kit P359 shifter, pictured above the stock Ertl Transtar 4300 one, shows a difference in appearance. One item that does appear inaccurate on the Snap Kit shifter is the air switch handle, which is molded as a large toggle switch, instead of the more accurate T-shape, as shown on this real Fuller transmission in an old Western Star. The air shift valve is molded quite nicely on the Snap Kit shifter, it's just the handle that looks a little bit different. Here's a close-up view of the same air shift valve, showing the threaded ports on the bottom where the 2 air lines enter, and the T-shaped handle. First thing I do is drill the shift boot and glue in a piece of 3/64 brass rod. This bolt provides a handle to work on the shifter and for painting, and it's left in place for solid installation on the finished model. Remove the toggle switch and replace it with a piece of evergreen 40 thou styrene half round. Cut this piece about the same width as the air shift valve and glue it on with the rounded face facing downwards. Modified and stock shifters are shown before painting and after. I used Tamiya's flat black for the majority of the painting, with silver being used for the T-handle on the air shift valve. Because I'm using a different engine and transmission combination, the shifter hole on the kit floor was plugged, and a new hole, 1/16 diameter, for clearance on the 3/64 brass rod, was drilled farther back to match the proper location on the transmission. Brass rod that was installed in the shifter boot earlier extends down through the hole in the cab floor and into a matching hole drilled in the top of the transmission. This provides a very solid mounting, and with the shifter in place, the front office of this truck is one step closer to completion. Interestingly, although the Snap Kit P359 and Kenworth W900 kits share many common parts, the shifter is not one of them. This lineup of shifters shows the Transtar kit part on the left, the P359 one in the center, and the Kenworth Aerodyne Snap Kit shifter at the far right. This one seems to represent an older 13-speed, with the air shift valve on the stick, and a round chrome pancake shift knob at the top, although the shifter boot is rather poorly detailed. With a bit of work, this can be built up into a nice 13-speed shifter, but that'll be a project for another time. I did employ a bit of a model building cheat to hide the textured area in the floor where the original shifter hole was filled. I made up a styrene box to represent a box of traffic triangles and glued this to the cab floor. The hard hat is a resin detail item from Canadian manufacturer Plaskit. I'm calling this model complete, with the next project being a matching dump trailer. Thanks for watching this how-to. In less than a week's time, I'm going to package this model up for its first road trip down to the Spring Thaw Show just south of Utica, New York. That's always an enjoyable weekend, and I'm looking forward to meeting some of you in person down there.